Hello, how is everyone today? I hope that you're doing well. It's beautiful, sunny out, sort of warm. Well, that's a lie. It's actually quite cold. But it's warmer than it was yesterday, and for that I am very grateful. As I'd like to believe that with more gratitude and more thankfulness, that the universe will bring to me warmer, better days. So I have something to look forward to. Apparently, it's not going to happen tomorrow. I understand that. Nothing that you want in life actually happens the very next day. There's a lot of elbow grease that goes along into that, and sometimes you just have to wait until the cycle starts again, and there's no way to bring it forward any quicker. Those are lessons that I learned probably when I was young. I don't want to date myself, but maybe when I was like 10 or 11, that came rolling down towards me like bowling balls down a bowling alley. But I learned how to jump, I'll tell you that. I didn't want to get knocked over. But on a more serious note, I was talking to my girlfriend today, and her name is Ulissa, and she is a beautiful young lady. And I haven't known her all that long. I met her when I was working at a company called Keystone. That's where we took care of people that couldn't take care of themselves, for regardless the reason. Some had intellectual disabilities and others had physical ailments. But it was a very rewarding job, and I met a whole lot of people there that, never would have crossed my path otherwise, and I'm very grateful for each and every encounter, even the bad ones, because there's always lessons learned in every situation, so you always turn it around and make it a positive. But that's a story for another day. I was talking to Ulissa today, and I remember feeling so much joy in my heart, because not every day do you contact somebody and do they get back to you on a timely basis or even at all. Life gets into the way of a lot of different areas of life. And I understand that my life is only one piece of the puzzle, and that their life is another piece of the puzzle. And that although our pieces lock together and fit nicely within that picture, sometimes you don't realize it, but you might take for granted the ones that are closest to you. I know that that's happened. I've seen that all over the place. And I have to stop and warmly remind people that it's nothing about them. And it's nothing about the other person either. Like, so many times people say to me, this. And I'm like, no, it's not this. It's absolutely not. It's actually where the universe is testing you to see how you respond to this situation and how you handle it. Just like the universe is testing the other party to see how they respond and how they handle it. And not that you should turn your cheek and absorb any, neglect or abuse, if that's what you think the case is. You have to embrace it, as their life is so busy that it fills them, and there's no room for anything else right now, and I'm sure that each and every one of us have at one point felt that, and has tried to deal with it accordingly. And that's just part of life. That's one of the lessons that you have to learn. A piece of the puzzle not fitting like you thought it should, but it actually fits perfectly together, just the way it's supposed to. And brings me back to my friend Ulissa. So Miss Ulissa reminded me that there are open spots in life where new puzzle pieces could be formed, or, allows you to hop off of one puzzle and help another with their puzzle, like with their pieces. And sometimes that gives people a different outlook, because now they're not focusing so much on them or their hurt. They're looking towards seeing what they could do in order to reach another person's perspective or another person's point of view. And I always thought that was encouraging. I mean, I've got mirrors all over my house, and it's not because I have no friends, It's not because I don't go anyplace and talk to anybody, It's because this way I can talk to myself, and I can see my own reaction before someone else might see it and take it the wrong way. Because we don't always mean to come across a certain way, but other people and their perception could perceive it to be something outside of what you initially even thought. I know that happens to me all the time. All the time. And it's going to be a learning lesson for life, I guess, for me, because I still to this day find myself looking out the window, or thinking that the phone rang, and really it's just the radio. The radio's making all these sounds, and I've tuned out the radio as background noise probably 20 years ago. And now that I'm beginning to be aware of what's around me, I'm picking up on things. And the things that I'm picking up on sometimes seem strange to me, and other times they seem like, yeah, that's right. Like, why didn't I think that before? So I'm being reminded yet again that my growing and learning path is not over, and it's just beginning. And it's going to continue to throw things my way, or people my way, where I could give to you guys everything that you need in order to have a more easier transition, like smoother sailing, if you will. My sister wants me to write a story for children about eagles soaring, and it's a good topic, depending upon how I want to format the lesson in there, or what they're going to learn, or what imaginative tool, I think about certain things, and then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, video. First, I write it down so that I have a basis, because at one point, I would like to publish what I do so that it's out there for everyone, because I don't know if YouTube is going to destroy videos after a certain amount of time, and I was not able to save the beginnings of my journey because I broke my phone. But you know what? Learning lesson. And, I was very raw. Not that I'm polished now, because I'm certainly in the middle of growing. But I wanted to extend myself to you, and I wanted to let you know on a very vulnerable basis that I'm not done learning lessons, processing things that come my way, like bowling balls being rolled at me, and I don't want anyone to think that I have all the answers to everything, because I don't. I mean, I have answers to things that worked and didn't work for me along my path, through a whole lot of hardships. I mean, if we want to count them A to Z, we'll be here for a very long time, because even one that might seem insignificant may have had a great huge bearing on you, like it did me. So, in any event, what I wanted to tell you is that I will share with you everything that I have learned, good, bad, and indifferent, and be extremely honest and let you know if I've not gone through a situation, if presented to me, and will, however, regardless of whether or not I endured it, but more than likely I did, but even if I didn't, I'll be more than happy to walk in the unknown in order to be able to find what happened on what footstep, and then go back with you to process, to understand, to accept, to let go, to move on, to forgive if necessary, even if it's yourself, to leave room for, or to make room for, the blessings that the universe has for you. Because if you close your eyes and you think about your grandest desire, your best dream, you can make that happen. Because I'm doing that right now. My grandest desire, my best dream, is to extend myself globally, if possible, to anyone and everyone who would like a hand, an arm, a smile, love, guidance, friendship, loyalty, compassion, admiration. And there is so many more adjectives that I could come up with that describes how I feel about every one of you. Because I know that you are my path. You are my destiny. And I will not be able to fulfill it if I cannot help you fulfill yours. So let's walk together and fulfill each other's destiny. Because I know that if we look at your number chart, you might be destined for greatness sooner rather than later. And the best way to accomplish that is to walk through any pain point or issue, trauma, dilemma, setback, sour feeling, uneasiness, whatever the issue is. Because I do know one thing for sure. There are emotions that are tied to situations, whether they're self-created, you walked into it, it was thrown at you, or it just developed. There are certainly feelings and emotions that go along with each and every one of them. And it's like a two-part thing. So you have to be able to understand, accept, acknowledge, and learn how to love that part of those emotions so that you could be more balanced. Balanced is, it's a hard thing to do when you're hopping on one foot. So the best way to handle balance is to be steady and to stand on 2 feet and be very mindful on where you put your next foot, because you don't want to walk off a cliff. There might not be somebody there to pull you up. At least not right away anyway. And I could tell you that you're not alone. Your spirit guides are with you. And you have ascended masters too. Who knew? I'm telling you, I'm learning so much and broadening who I am. And I know that I will succeed because you will succeed. And together, we're going to grab everyone around us. We're a powerful team, I'll tell you that. Powerful. Well, thank you for listening to me ramble. I really do hope that you had a great day today. And I'm always sending love, light, positivity, encouragement, creativity, determination. Because I always wanted to get those things. So I'm giving you everything I always wanted. And I gave them to myself if my spirit guides didn't gather them and lay them in front of me. You know, nothing was ever given to me. Actually, I lie. I lie. One person in my life gave me a Valentine card. It was someone I had just met, someone that I believe that I've known all my life, in another life, in a past life, someone that I felt immediate, deep connection to. And maybe he felt that too because he gave me a Valentine card, first one ever. And I still have it to this day. Not in a frame, but it's close enough there. Photo album. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm going to give you everything I always wanted to receive. My time, your time, acknowledgement, smiles. You have a very good day, my collective friends. I'll see you soon.